So last night when I was on the Facebook page, we were talking about. I think it was David Daniel Ducker said something about, have you ever made a character just for them to die or something like that? And it reminded me of a Heroes Unlimited campaign that I had done. It was actually my last one that I was setting up. We didn't actually get to playing it, unfortunately. But this was back when we would play. It was me, my wife, my sister, and my brother-in-law. And we would play Heroes Unlimited, and then my wife would run Dungeons and Dragons Second Edition. So my glasses are a little weird. But anyway, so we were, I was trying to help my sister and brother-in-law get better at playing characters that I thought they could relate to, because the first couple games we had played, they had made a couple different characters that I don't feel like were good for their personalities. You know, they made them based on what they thought was cool, based on like movies and comics and cartoons, but they didn't play them cool or anything. They were so passive. And so I thought if I could come up with character, so I helped them with character creation the next time. I limited their abilities to things that I thought they could relate to better. And so we sat down and did character creation individually, and I explained to them why I did the decision, or the abilities I did. And I gave them like 15, 20 Heroes Unlimited, superpowers from Powers Unlimited 1 through 3 and the Heroes Unlimited core book. And I told them, why I was giving them these options, and I wanted them to be able to relate to their character, and that way they could think like their character and play their character in a more realistic manner, as opposed to just sitting there waiting to be told what to do. So anyways, when we were done with character creation, they were really excited. My sister made a character who was kind of emo a little bit, which my sister used to be kind of like that in high school. And, so her character's name was Raggedy Ann, but she had the ragdoll ability and a couple others. But basically what it is when you take less damage. Your arm can get ripped off. You can take your own arm off and still use it. Cool little power for her. There were some others. My brother-in-law, I can't remember. I think he had beast form, so he could it's like lycanthropy, and he could turn into a beast. And he had like a super jump, like leap thing. And I think he had a couple other abilities that were pretty cool, but they all made sense together, just like my sister's all made sense together. So then my wife and I were talking about her character. My wife's a little better at role-playing, so we came up with a character who would be the leader of this superhero faction. And basically a Magneto ripoff. We named her Iron Maiden, or she named her Iron Maiden, and was kind of like Magneto. And so the premise was that the campaign would start with a bank robbery in progress, and my wife's character would hear about it. She'd hear about it and lead them to it. And so they go to the bank robbery and go in through the top of the building while the cops are outside, because they couldn't go through the front door because the cops wouldn't let them. And that a bad guy named, I don't remember, but he was a tunnel, and so he'd go through the ground and get away. And that was the funding for the bad guy project, right? The big bad guy project. And there'd be a giant M that was left behind. Okay. Then the next time, there was, the next session was planned to be a technology thing to be broken into, like a lab, and then stuff be stolen from it. And it would be a huge building, so it could have been a 2 or 3 session thing, because we would only play for a few hours at a time, 2-3 hours. So anyways, from that, the bad guy would have the big part that he needs to do something bad. And again, the letter M would be left behind. Then Somehow, like third, fourth session, I don't remember exactly. I have my notes somewhere. Iron Maiden would turn on them, and basically they'd be about to catch a bad guy, or to foil the plan, and then Iron Maiden would turn on the team and get away with his bad guy friends. And we had a backup character for my wife that we were going to introduce second or third adventure as a NPC that would eventually be her actual character. And so we never actually played, which was really disappointing, but we had the idea that my wife's character was going to flip on the team, and it was going to lead to, a really strong connection to the bad guy. So that was the idea. So that was it. Let me know what you think. Talking about this makes me want to play Heroes Unlimited again. But, yeah, that's it. Thanks. Bye.